Today, September 17th, 2025, today is a Wednesday. Today's EON is brought to you by the owner of the um, Indianapolis Colts and a couple of owners, but we're going to start with the majority owner of the Indianapolis Colts, named Charlie Irsay Gordon. Her married name is Gordon, and she is the daughter of the late owner. Um, I don't know, great, but the late Jim Irsay. May God rest his soul. May God bless his soul. Um, Mr. Irsay may rest in peace. But that's not here or there. What I'm gonna say is that the story came out and it's on video. It's evident. Everybody knows it, and she even said it. She even said straight up that she has headsets because she wants to know the coaches if they know what they're doing. She wants to, like, whatever. I've worked in many jobs before, and if the owner is very on top of you, like a hawk, you kind of get pissed. You kind of want to punch the owner in the face. If the owner's a little laid back and comes in once every 3 or 4 hours to see what you're doing, if you're doing things correctly, you feel more. To me, you feel more laid back, and you feel like you get to do your work. And yes, you have to put some pressure on to do the work, but at the same time, you're not on top of me like a hawk. Like, oh, I see you doing this. I see you doing that. You're on your phone for about 3 minutes over there. You're on your phone for this over there. And when she's listening to the headsets and they're calling every play, like, yeah, you're getting nervous. And you say, well, they're 2-0 now. It's working. Well, here's the thing. They're not going to win every game. And most likely, they're not going to be a bye team. Now, could be I'm wrong, but I doubt it. I doubt they're going to be a bye team. And being a big guy myself, you see when people overeating doesn't look bad until you're fat like me. Overeating suddenly, like, oh wow, that's bad. When you start to overeat, suddenly you're like, it's not a bad thing. And then all of a sudden, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, you're like, what happened to the guy? What happened to the guy a month or two later? He started overeating. It's the same thing here. It's the same thing here. When they start losing, the coach is going to be like, I can't work for this owner. This owner is too much for me, and this. And many owners in the past have done this. I've never seen an owner wear a headset, and we're going to get to that other guy later. We're going to get to that because we're not going to sit here and say it's sexist. You're going after a woman when she puts the headset on. Okay? No, I'm not going after her only. People say there are two women owners of teams right now. In Detroit, they have a woman owner who's running the team, and in Chicago Bears, they have a woman owner running the team. Nobody talks about, especially now Detroit having 2 good seasons. Nobody talks about how she's done a great job or a bad job as a woman owner. No one cares. No one cares because, as far as we're concerned, we don't hear her drawing up the game plan and letting Dan Campbell being a rah guy because that's what Dan Campbell is, and we don't hear her going, oh, he's got to tone down his voice, and we're going to listen to everything by it. Because I guarantee you, if Dan Campbell was overhearing that the woman is on the headset the whole time, I'm telling you, he's not going to act the same way 100%. Oh, he's going to act the same way 92%. He's not going to act the same way. You're not. You're just not. If the owner's on top of you, and this corporate owner, is going like, oh, you got to tone down the volume, and you got the rhetoric's got to go, and the coach be like, what the fuck is rhetoric? I'm serious. Like, these coaches, they didn't even do they, especially their football dudes. I'm not saying they are smart. They're smart when it comes to football, but what's a rhetoric? I mean, like, what you're talking about my speech? You're talking about my talk? That's football talk, man. It's football talk. It's different than rhetoric. It's different than, oh, theatrics. What's theatrics? What the hell's that? Now, and I'm gonna say this, like, when a coach in the field is cursing out, say, get that dude on the field. Get that guy's ass on the field. That guy doesn't listen to anything. The guy throws like a girl. Oh, the owner's gonna go crazy. It's sexist. It's a sexist thing. And by the way, there are women coaches on the field that hear that all the time, I'm sure. But hey, this is what it is. But like the owner, I mean, gosh, you're micromanaging everything. And the same thing with Tom Brady, who's a minority owner. But Tom Brady, he is the best quarterback of all time, and he is. And most people believe that. And if you're the guy that says, I'm the guy that doesn't believe that, yeah, you're in the minority, bro. You're very much in the minority. But the consensus greatest quarterback of all time, who is at probably every other Raider game, he's probably not, can't be at every Raider game, is on the headset while broadcasting other games, and because he was an insane quarterback when he was obviously playing. It's kind of also interesting to me, but I know Pete Carroll says he's for it and whatever. But I got a problem with that too, because he is a power to fire guy. No, he doesn't. He has to go to the other. Okay, you get the point. He has say, he has pull, and that's a problem to me. Like that's an issue, and everybody has a problem with Jerry Jones being too involved when he goes into the field in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, especially when he was younger. People are like, "What are you doing? You're not a part of this. We were a part of this for 4 quarters." Jimmy Johnson, I hate to bring it to you. He was wrong in technicality, but he was right. We're not here right now. I don't care. The mayor of Dallas is I think it was the mayor of Dallas. I don't care that he wants to talk to the team. We're not doing that right now. Right now we're talking football. And that's the problem. I get it. They both had egos. They both had egos. But what are we doing here? It's like now it's the football time. Jimmy Johnson's the head coach, and you're the owner. Come after the game. Don't come middle of the game in the third quarter, fourth quarter. And like that's a problem. People say Jerry Jones is too much. And he is. People said Jim Irsay when he went to the plane and said, get rid of Carson Wentz. Whether Carson Wentz was doing good or not, that's not the point. Like, what are you doing? You coming onto the plane and telling him, get rid of that guy. It's a documented story that he was telling Chris Ballard, the GM, to get rid of that guy. What are you like seriously in the middle of the season like that? On the plane, like, yeah, it's hard to work for guys like that. May rest in peace, but I'm just saying a story. Al Davis was too much. Al Davis had a new coach every other year. And some of them were his former players that he loved, and it was the Raider, it was the I forgot what they called the Raiders, but it was like the evil Raiders that people didn't like. And he was kept firing these guys left and right. And it's like a problem, man. And everybody's gonna say, well, they're winning now. They're not gonna be winning every game, and most likely, shout out Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, for being the best quarterback in the league so far because he hasn't punted. Shout out to him for having a good 2 games, but no one expects him to be the MVP of the league. I'm sure you don't, listening. So what are you doing? And suddenly they're going to start losing and be like, this is too much, this and that. This is how it is. When you get too involved, everybody's against the Jonathan Kraft, who basically Robert Kraft is just, people say he's an emeritus right now. That's what people are saying. Those are the rumors, that he's an emeritus, and people are saying this new owner is like way too much. If that's the case, then we got it. I mean, it's an issue with everybody, but like the headsets, I mean, owners with headsets, it's too much for me. It is, and I know Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he's a genius of a brain. He has a brain of a genius. But when he says, "Yo, you got to dump that down over to the slot. You got to throw the check downs. It's always open. You got to throw the wheel routes. The wheel routes, they can't cover a wheel route." It's like, wait, I understand you're a genius, but we're in the middle of the game here, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I do have an issue with it, but at the end of the day, if you own your company, you could do what you want, and she has every right to do what she's doing, and so does Tom Brady. And I don't hear about that lady being like, oh, I don't hear the words of like daddy's business. No, there's nothing wrong with daddy's business. I got no problems. I actually admire people who have family businesses forever. But when people say stuff like daddy's business, it's usually a criticism like you didn't do much. And you're not good at it. And I don't hear much of that from her because people are scared to say what they want to say about her. But again, I got no issues as far as her rights to do it, but I have an issue as far as like telling coaches and coaches being on eggshells, because that's what it is. And Tom Brady too, like, you're at every other game, you're broadcasting every other game. and you're coming onto like a Monday night game with the headset on, and I mean it's weird. Have a good day, everybody.